Hello, good evening, Tribuners. Welcome back with me, Mutiara, in Indonesian News of Tribun Lampung. We will present you an updating and interesting information from every place in Indonesia. And here, the complete news. The first news is, a humpback whale was found floating in the waters of Sampang. A humpback whale was found floating in the southern waters of Sampang Regency, Madura, to be precise in Dharma Champlong Village, Champlong District on Wednesday, March 30, 2022 at around 7:30 o'clock. The fish, measuring about 20 meters, was first found already dead by fishermen from the local village. At that time, a fisherman named Suhari and his partner Anwari were catching fish and smelled a foul smell. After figuring out the source of the smell, it turned out to be a rotting whale. Some of the skin of the plankton-eating fish peeled off because it had been in the water for a long time, as well as its shape was swollen. Upon finding a floating whale, the fishermen immediately reported it the Water Police Unit of the Sampang Resort Police. The next news is, an object suspected of being a bomb was found in Solo. An object suspected of being a bomb was found in north of the Solo City Government Office on Wednesday, March 30, 2022 in the morning. Precisely in Sugio Pranoto No. 2, Kampung Baru Village, Pasar Kliwon District. According to information compiled by TribunSolo.com, an object such as a package was found by a janitor on the side of the road. It was tense because the mothers were taking the children to school. The location is only tens of meters from the Solo City government officer. Then at the time, the sweeper reported to the PM's headquarters at the Surakarta Military Police Detachment for Headquarters, which is close to the elementary school. At this moment, the location has been sterilized and the police are closely guarding it because Gegana is defusing the bomb. The head of public relations for the Central Java Regional Police Grand Commissioner M. Iqbal Al-Kusudi confirmed that report. The bomb-like object in front of the entrance to the Marsudirini Solo Elementary School was first discovered by Boni, a resident of Pacitan. At first, Boni thought that the object was just rest. That's because the object is placed in blue plastic. He even had time to move the object slightly with his feet. But in the end, it was ignored. Boni, who works as a household assistant, revealed that he saw the object at around 5 o'clock a.m. He locked it into a wrapped mineral water bottle. After that, Boni decided to report his findings to the headquarters of the Surakarta Military Police Detachment 4, which is close to Marsudirini Elementary School. The next news is, 3 employees of the Bina Marga office were ganged up by a herd of fish traders. 3 employees of the Highways Department Construction and Transportation West Manggarai Regency were beaten badly by a group of fish traders at the Batu Cermin People's Market, Labuan Bajo on Wednesday, March 30, 2022. The 3 employees, Franciscus Daud, Jacobus Jas, and Boniface Padua, were injured as a result of the beating. Notwithstanding the incident, the Department of Highways Construction and Transportation of West Manggarai Regency reported the case of beatings to the West Manggarai Resort Police. According to Ricardos, the incident was seen as a blow for government institutions while carrying out their duties. Ricardos hopes that the case will be proceeded professionally by the police. Moreover, as many as 9 suspected perpetrators have been arrested after the incident. head of the Infrastructure and Safety Department of the Highways, Construction and Transportation Department of West Manggarai Regency, Rola Jalesi, said that the incident occurred at around 10:30. The incident started when a motorcyclist who went against the road was reprimanded by officers when he arrived at the entrance of the Batu Cermin People's Market. The unscrupulous motorcycle immediately stepped into the market. However, an argument broke out between the officers and the fish traders, leading to a beating by a number of fish traders. The case had gone viral on social media because the video of an officer being beaten up was recorded by residents and circulated widely on various social media platforms. The next news comes from Kendari. Stock of diesel and Dexlite in normal Kendari. It is known that the availability of diesel fuel and Dexlite types is still normal in Kendari City, Southeast Sulawesi. This availability is fairly normal because the stock of diesel in some areas in Indonesia is getting thinner and scarcer. For this incident, based on the observation of Tribun News Sultra at a number of public refueling stations or public refueling station in Kendari City, the stock is predicted to be safe and running normally. No rare types of diesel and Dexlite fuel were found. One of them is the public refueling station at the Andu Onohu roundabout, the availability of which is still at 16 kiloliters. He said that every day, the distribution of diesel fuel at the public refueling station at the Anduonuho roundabout is always routine, with a total of 16 tons one day. One of Addis logistic truck drivers, aged 36 years old, said that the current stock of diesel in Kendari City is still safe, but indeed, some existing public refueling stations no longer provide diesel fuel but provide Dexlite. Addis said with different conditions in each region. For now, in Kendari City, diesel and Dexlite are still safe. The next news comes from Padang. Solar charging in Padang is only down at night. The first day of the entry into force of subsidized diesel fuel has begun to take place on Wednesday, March 13, 2022. The head of the Padang City Trade Office, Andre Algamar, assisted that the agreement between the National Oil and Gas Entrepreneurs Association, Pertamina to refuel subsidized diesel fuel since 9 o'clock p.m. had been implemented. It is just that the implementation has not run in its entirety on the first day. The implementation of this agreement will take effect in stages on the following day. TribunPadang.com, which directly monitors a number of public refueling stations in Padang, has started to implement this rule. The Padang city government has adopted a policy of implementing subsidized diesel sales starting at 9 o'clock p.m., starting on Wednesday, March 30, 2022. This policy was taken as a follow-up to the scarcity of diesel in Padang, which resulted in long queues of trucks at public refueling stations. The next news is, 2 houses in East Belitung caught fire. Another fire broke out in East Belitung. This time it hit 2 houses on Jalan Canggu, Lenggang Village, Hanging, East Belitung Regency on Wednesday, March 30, 2022. The incident occurred at 9:45 a.m. and attracted the attention of many local residents. Nizari, the owner of one of the houses that caught fire, looked pensive watching the firefighters extinguishing the fire in his house. His guests conveyed deep sadness because it was his only home. He said that at that time of the incident, he was feeding the pet chickens behind the house. Not long after that, he was informed by his neighbors that there was a fire. He thought ordinary fires were like burning grass. However, it turned out that from the roof of the house next to it, a larger fire appeared. He rushed to save important documents, but had no time because the fire had spread. He said he was at home alone at the time of the incident and his son was at work. Meanwhile, the police chief of the hanging sector, Police Commissioner Adjutant Jean Alvin Sinulinga, said the fire burned two houses because the houses were close to each other. Regarding the indication of the cause of the fire, he said that it was due to an electrical short. As of 5:45 p.m., firefighters were still trying to cool down the location of the fire after previously trying to extinguish the fire. The last news is, two employees of the West Java Supreme Audit Agency were caught in a sting operation. Two employees of the West Java Supreme Audit Agency were caught in a hand arrest operation conducted by the Bekasi District Attorney's Office together with the West Java Head Prosecutor's Office team on Wednesday, March 30, 2022. The two employees of the West Java Supreme Audit Agency, the initials AMR and F, are suspected of extorting money related to the Bekasi District Government's financial report. Then two were secured by a joint team at the Bekasi Regency Regional Personnel Agency office this afternoon. The two employees of the West Java Supreme Audit Agency are suspected of extorting the Bekasi Regional General Hospital and 17 health centers in Bekasi Regency under the pretext of examining the Bekasi Regency financial statements for the year 2021 at the Bekasi Regency Health Office. Unmitigated, the two employees with the initial AMR and F asked for large amount of money. For a hospital scale, both of them asked for up to 500 million rupiah. The hospital and health center, said Asep, could not comply with the request of the two employees of the West Java Supreme Audit Agency. In the end, the Regional General Hospital only handed over 100 million rupiah, while from each of the different health centers, the total amount was 250 million rupiah. Both of them are currently the two auditors of the Supreme Audit Agency who are still being questioned by investigators from the West Java Head Prosecutor's Office. Well, that's all the news for today with me, Mutiara. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.